Everybody, I am so excited I can barely stand it. And so I decided I needed to come on and let you guys know about the excitement and what I'm excited for because I want you to be a part of it. I need you to be a part of it. It is Happy Life Studios. Are you ready? I got drummers going on all day at my house. So just kind of in the thing. It is our first ever. Happy Life Studios is doing a happiness seminar. We're starting small. I've been wanting to do an online seminar forever. And for a couple reasons. Number one, there's so much anger out there and there's so much anxiety out there. And I've even struggled with it. I've struggled with the anxiety, the anger, the sadness, all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff because there's a lot of stuff that's been kind of hitting us, and we need some help with that. We need an answer to that. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We are going to have a happiness seminar, and it's absolutely free for free. I know it's hard to believe, but it is. It's not about making money here. I want to give a special shout out to the 2911 Project and to the King's Speakers. Let me see, the King's Speakers Toastmasters for actually putting this thing on and hosting it so that I can do it. They're making a dream of mine come true. We're going to do a lot more of these down the road. Who knows, down the road they might cost money. But this is kind of like our first. It's kind of a beta thing, and you are welcome to come. Please do. I hope you come. It's going to be tomorrow, Thursday, May 20th. Okay. It's going to be at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. If you live on the West Coast, it's 5 o'clock tomorrow night. In the Midwest, it's Central Standard Time, and on the East Coast, obviously, it's at 7, and then on the East, it's obviously going to be at 8. So there's a link right there. If you click on it now, it's not going to do any good for you. But if you click on it tomorrow, you can come and be a part of it. So for an hour, we're going to be talking about one of the major enemies of happy. And if you can catch this thing, I've had some people tell me that what this has done to help them. This very thing that I want to talk about tomorrow night. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to talk about one of the hugest, largest enemies of happy and what we can do about that so it doesn't affect this. So I want you to show up. I want you to come. I want you to invite some friends. I want you to share this video. So click that link. It's a Zoom meeting. I don't think you even have to go on with your camera. I think your camera can be off and you can just go and be a part of it audio wise. And then from 7 to 8 Central Standard Time, 5 to 6 West Coast time, we are going to do a seminar. It's going to be crowd participation in there, so I'm hoping you'll come, and if you want to participate, you certainly can. If you just want to listen, that's fine too. And then at 8 o'clock, we're going to do a Q&A. We're going to do a question and answer time so we can go deeper into some of the topic that we talked about tomorrow night when we're going to talk about the enemy of happy. Once you find out what the enemy is, who the enemy is, you know how to combat it. You know how to put up a strategic plan to get you beyond the whole that what that thing is. So like I want to be happy, but there's an enemy that keeps opposing me on that. Well, when I figure out what that enemy is, if I don't know what the enemy is, I'm just swinging in the air. But if I know what the enemy is, where the enemy is, I know where to punch. I know where to take that enemy out so that I can be happy. So after we talk about it tomorrow, it's going to be kind of group conversational as well. It's from 7 to 8 Central Time. Then we're going to go deeper into it. We're going to answer any questions that you have, any comments that you have. We're going to do a Q&A time after that. And then after that, we're going to do a happy you. What's a happy you? It's like a university class, but not. It's a round table. It's where we ask questions. It's what I do when I life coach. Okay. When I life coach, I ask questions because I believe that the answers are already in here. The answers are already right here. We just need somebody that's not in our forest, that's not in our jungle, that's not in our maze to help us see which way to go, right? That's all we need. The answer's here. A good coach just asks the right questions to pull out those answers. And so a happy you is discussion oriented. It's not lecture oriented. That's the worst way to learn is lecture. So it's not lecture oriented. And so we're going to do a happy you online. I've done these before and I've loved them. They're very powerful. And so don't just talk about being happy. I mean, if you ever wish you could be happy but just can't seem to quite find the answer, well, we are offering you something for free tomorrow. I should be charging for it, but I don't want to charge for it. I want to bring as many people. The reason I say I should be charging for it is sometimes when you charge for it, people think it has more credibility, right? If I have to pay, if I said this thing is worth $1,000, how much is your happiness worth? If I said it that, and then I gave you, charged you $100, $1,000, whatever, to come to this thing, it would mean more and it would add more credibility to it. Just because I'm doing this thing for free doesn't mean it's not credible. This thing is valuable and it's not going to help you. It's not going to push you away from happy. It's going to draw you closer to happy. And some of you, it's really going to, I believe that show up, it's really going to set your happy free inside. I think your happy is just going to enlarge. When your happy enlarges, you know what happens? The sad decreases. And we sit there and try to combat and try to shrink our sadness. We try to shrink our anxiety. We try to shrink our fear. Instead of, we should just focus on enlarging our happy, because they can't live in the same thing, right? In the same body, in the same mind. You can't have happy and sadness. When you increase one, you decrease the other. So instead of focusing on decreasing the sadness and decreasing the anger and decreasing the anxiety and the depression and the discouragement, all that stuff, and the insecurity, focus on increasing your happy, and those things will begin to decrease on their own. And it's much more fun that way. When I'm increasing my happy, that's fun, first of all. Secondly, when it decreases the others, that's a double bonus. So tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Central Standard Time, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, we are doing our first ever happiness seminar. Start a media buzz. Share this. I'm going to put a picture on my page. Share that picture on the page with all the stuff on it, with all the, share. Let's start a buzz. Let's get as many people here as possible. And to be honest with you, I already know that there's a whole group of people that are putting this together. The 2911 Project has been fantastic putting this thing together. She's all about hope and giving us a future. And then the King Speakers, Toastmasters, out in the Midwest, out in the Minneapolis area, they are putting this thing on. And so they want to do something and make, so I know they're going to be there. I know at least they're going to be there. And to be honest with you, if 5 of us are there, 3 of us are there, 300 of us are there, it's not going to change, number one, the message. And number two, it's not going to change my perspective or my attitude on this thing, because whoever is going to be there is going to be there. If you want to be happy, don't just hope that it's going to happen. Happiness and happenstance, they don't go together, right? Don't just go to think it's just going to happen. We've tried that for the longest time. We just think it's going to happen, but it hasn't. So if we want to be happy, we need to do something about it. We're going to give you some tools to do that. You want to do something about it? Here's a free tool that you can use. It's going to be fun. You can stay silent if you're shy. And if you love talking, you can talk as well. So it's going to be tomorrow, like I said, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. It's going to go for an hour, and we're going to talk about a huge enemy of happy. We're going to have some fun doing it. And then we're going to have Q&A time for those that want to go deeper into it. We're going to have a formal dismissal for those that want to leave, right? For 7 to 8. And then, of course, it's a Zoom call. You can leave whenever you want, honestly. And then after the Q&A time, we're going to go into a happy you, where we're going to start diving into, hey, what are some hiccups that we have towards our happy? What are some things that you struggle with? And people are not going to be forced to share anything. But if you say, man, I've just been struggling, and here's what I've been struggling with, we together are going to help each other find the answer. And that's why I'm so jazzed. I am so excited. So please help me by sharing, liking, sending this to anybody that you know, email it to them, call them, text them, go out and share it on your social media, whatever you need to do it. But help us fill up this Zoom room with as many people as we can, because the more we increase happiness in other people's lives, the more we increase happiness in our world, in our country, in our neighborhoods. And that's really what the world needs right now. I saw this social media post today, someone's Instagram story. It just says what the world needs is a group hug. And that's exactly what this is. This seminar is going to be a huge group hug. The Q&A is going to be a huge group hug, and the happy you afterwards is going to be a big, group hug. So whoever shows up, I'm going to be super excited about it. But I want to let you guys know, I hope you come. I hope you are a part of it. Right on.